11 years ago, my eldest daughter, Bianca, was murdered at Mount Gravatt. She was always a girl that had a strong belief in women had the right to feel safe. My daughter was strangled to death, and had the authorities known that a person that attempts strangulation, that person is very dangerous, the outcome may have been different for my daughter.
It's an unpleasant topic to talk about, and I have to say that I've been a magistrate for 17 years, but until I did domestic violence work exclusively, I did not understand the high incidence of this behaviour.
Some of the comments that we hear is, I couldn't believe he almost killed me, or I couldn't believe I was in a relationship with somebody that did want to kill me.
And it will often start over a simple exchange of jealousy. Who's texting you? Can I see your phone? And to me, I was shocked that the next response is a hand around the throat.
Nobody has the right to put their hands around the throat of another person.
The Red Rose Foundation has been formed with our vision to end domestic violence related deaths or those serious injuries.
We've had groundbreaking legislation around this space, largely through lobbying and reporting and a pooling of resources.
Our organisation was the one that led the primary lobbying for a strangulation charge within the Queensland Criminal Code.
And thanks to the Red Rose Foundation, we now have information out how lethal, non-lethal strangulation can be.
It is one of the highest risk indicators to homicide. So if someone's a strangler, they're pretty well convinced they're going to kill somebody.
Most women have such enormous relief at surviving such an event, they think they're safe and they're not.
They might get a medical check, a police report, and everyone thinks they're okay. But they can have strokes months and months and months later.
That person can die that day, the next week, or even the next month.
Some of them, it's been more than 12 months now, and they're having MRIs, they're having collapsed jugular veins, they're having damage to the hyoid bones, vocal cord dysfunctions.
And that's why the rates of femicide are so underreported, because there's a lack of understanding that you can die anytime for months after a strangulation incident from injuries you cannot see unless you've had a scan at an emergency department in a hospital.
And it took the Red Rose Foundation to get this to become known in Australia.
The Strangulation Trauma Centre, I guess, is innovative. It's an Australian first. The role of the centre is linking women that have survived strangulation, primarily, I guess, with other women that have experienced that same near-fatal incident, and it is unique.
This is the first Strangulation Trauma Centre. This is the first one. This is the start.
Strangulation survivors have an opportunity to speak with other people with lived experience and get assistance in moving through that trauma and to start to heal.
Survivors of strangulation need that support right down to the children.
People who've been subjected to strangulation can come to one place and get the support they need.
So you are educating the next generation through that dialogue that is only available at the Strangulation Trauma Centre.
To have ongoing funding to keep us growing and responding to the need out there is absolutely critical. We're a team of professionals. I don't call them volunteers, it's professional, excellent, highly qualified people, but we need recurrent long-term funding to go with our long-term vision.
The Strangulation Trauma Centre is unique, and it is a much needed resource, and it will really improve outcomes for families.
When we have a generational change where the children of today grow up to be better adults than what we have now, that know that violence is not the answer, then we can start closing these down, and what a wonderful place we'll be living in then.